This is Natural Powerlifting Radio. Deadlifts, chicken nuggets, video games. This is Check My Total, a powerlifting podcast with Timothy Payne and Andrew Hinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Check My Total podcast, the only podcast that is showing up to the September 20th Area 51 raid. You can catch us there in the Nevada desert with everyone else that signed that petition to raid Area 51. Gonna go find the aliens.
Yep, you can find us in our tinfoil hats. We'll be ready to go.
I'm looking forward to it. I was talking about that at work today. Trying to convince people to go with me.
What's your work boys got to say?
I don't know, man. Some people, there's a few of them that are like, no, there ain't no way aliens are real. Then there's other ones that are like, it might be.
Do you think the raid is actually going to go down?
Oh,
there's going to be people that's going to try it?
100%. Here's what's going to happen. Only 40 people probably are going to show up, and they'll probably just all go there for the memes and take pictures, and maybe some food vendors will show up, and then they'll go home for the day.
Because I read a thing a second ago where like the Air Force is already like warning people not to do it.
Yeah, I mean, no one's really going to do it, but
if
it actually happens, man, that'll be something else.
You know, all that stuff's got to be on lockdown. Like, you probably can't even get in the front door.
Well, you'd be surprised what 300,000 people can do.
I guess that's true.
But I bet like 20 will show up at the gate, and that'll be it.
Truth.
But, well, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about, which we got this through I guess not really a DM, but we put the question out there of, what topics would you guys like us to talk about? And one of the topics that was sent in was the topic of set point weight, or set point theory, or set point body fat, or body fat set point, settling point. It's called about a million different things. But set point theory, I guess, is what we'll use for this.
Yeah, we'll just call it set point theory. So I guess the overall, for people that don't know what it is, I guess it's this idea that your body, so the best way I read it was, if you were to live your life and you ate when you were hungry and you stopped eating when you were full and you just went about your normal life, you didn't go to the gym, you just did whatever was required to get you to work or to do whatever was required in your normal activity level, it is your weight range at that level, at that normal activity level. And most things I read is that, it tends to vary between 10 to 20 pounds up and down. So like, if you're a normal, like let's say you don't exercise and you just eat when you're hungry, and you stop when you're full, and you don't like go out and eat trash, and you live your life that way, and you're like 150 pounds. Well, according to set point theory, it's normal for your body at times to maybe be 140, maybe 160. Maybe even like 165, but you're not really going to go below or above whatever your set point weight is the idea.
Right. I watched a dude on YouTube earlier today because I was, trying to gather up some info for us to talk about instead of going into it blind like we usually do. But the guy I'm watching, his YouTube channel is called BioLane, BioLayne. And I think he's got a PhD. But anyways, he's talking more, about the body fat, which I guess is what you just said. But his thing is that what controls your body fat is, your fat cells. And your fat cells are releasing a hormone called leptin.
Yeah.
So when you decide to diet, you're shrinking your fat cells, which, decreases the amount of leptin that your fat cells release the hormone. And when you do this, your metabolic rate goes down, but you're still feeling hungry. And like a thermostat, and so if you set your thermostat to 75 and you turn like an oscillating fan on or something, and you bump down to 73, well, the heat's going to kick on in your house and bumps you back up to 75. So what he was saying was your body's trying to regulate you to stay in this certain set point. So when you're decreasing everything, that's why you start getting that hunger going on, because your body's saying, hey, we need to get back our regular weight.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old tried and true homeostasis.
Yeah. Yep.
Your body gets comfortable where it is, and it kind of wants to stay where it is. I think I read something from that Lane Norton from something about that. What you were talking about? He apparently he talks about leptin a lot. I think.
Yeah.
I think he talks about that. Is a hormone, right? Is it a hormone?
Yeah, it's a hormone.
Yeah, he talks about it quite a few times. I've seen him mention it with different people.
Yeah, because during this video, he's saying he's got a book about it and all that kind of mess. But on top of that, he was like, well, why do people get fat? Lane Norton, he was saying that there was a study somewhere, and the control group, when they began the study, their fat cells were like 700 grams, how big they were, and I think there was, I want to say like 37 million of them in this control group's bodies and whatever. And then they put them on a calorie restriction. And when that happened, their fat cells shrunk to like 600 grams. And, the number of them was around about 39 million. So really not that big of a change.
Yeah.
But then at the end of their diet, they let them eat whatever they wanted to. And when that happened, the fat cells grew to, actually, I think they went, back up around 700 grams, but they doubled in number. From where they went from 39 million, they went to 55 million.
Oh.
So although the size of, which I actually said that wrong, they stayed around 600 grams, not 700 grams. So the size of the fat cells stayed the same, but they doubled in number. So although your fat cells aren't exactly, the ones inflating, now you have twice as many of them from doing that extreme binge eating after your diet. And, since you have more fat cells in your body, then that's how people, end up getting obese. Yeah. Even with the set point theory going on.
Yeah, I've heard that happens a lot with bodybuilders when they get done with their show. They can they start binge eating, and next thing you know, they gain 20 pounds, and it's kind of tough for them to get back down sometimes.
And the way I understand it, I don't think you can get rid of fat cells. I think you can only shrink them.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can only shrink your fat cells.
Yeah, so your number of fat cells stays with you forever. And, if you're eating like crazy, then you're constantly doubling them, then that ain't no good.
Yeah. So, I guess one part of this conversation is, well, first off, is this theory actually true?
I don't know, because if you take two people and they're both, let's say they both weigh 180 pounds and they're both 6 foot tall. Well, let's take the weight out of it. They're both 6 foot tall and all their limbs are exactly the same. Like their wingspan's the same. Their legs are the same. Even if you put them on the same diet, their physical activity during the day is still going to decide how heavy or how light they're going to be.
Well, it's also, they would also have to have the exact same hormone levels.
That too, yeah.
So they would have to have, they would almost have to be an identical person.
Right.
So I don't know. I was reading and, it seems like there's this one side of the camp, and it's set point theory is extremely real, and it's a very real thing, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just learn to be happy with your body, no matter how fat or fit you are.
Right.
So that's one side of the camp that I found, and then I found the opposite end of the camp saying that, well, I don't think it's real, but obviously the body tries to maintain its comfortable weight, but just because the body's trying to maintain that doesn't mean that you can't shift it.
Right.
So I think we can all agree that your body does try and maintain where it's at comfortably.
Right.
Like if you've been 200 pounds for like 5 years, your body's probably gotten used to being 200 pounds.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean I don't think you can't change it. I mean, I don't.
Well, take yourself for an example. You were comfortable being, 242,
Yeah.
but now you're 198, but you feel the same.
Yeah. I mean,
So you shifted your point.
that's true, but part of me wonders was that shifting the point, or was I just
Returning to
always?
where it was.
Yeah. Did I really shift the point, or did I just go back to what I would like a normal rate? Like,
I don't know, man.
because that's the thing. Because I don't know, because naturally, like if I did not lift weights and I did not do any physical exercise, I mean, I'm not that big of a dude.
That's what I'm saying. So if you weren't, that's another thing you got to take into account is muscle mass. Because if you weren't lifting weights, you'd be like 175.
Yeah, like I probably,
Well, 180, something like that.
yeah, I could probably easily be, if I never touched the weight in my life, I could easily be like 170 right now, maybe like 160 even.
I don't know about that light, but yeah, I put you around 175 without any muscle.
Yeah, because like I don't know, like I got a coworker, same height as me. He's like 140.
Yeah, and the guy we both know, Austin Scott, he's like an inch taller than us, and he was 143 when he stepped on our scales. So that puts him at like 6'1", 143. But,
So, but then again, I got pretty comfortable at being like 245, 250. Like, it wasn't like I just had to keep eating to maintain that weight. Like, I maintained that weight pretty darn easy. Like,
and we've kind of spoke on this before. You can be fat and still be in shape.
that's true.
And maybe that has something to do with it too. I don't know. I think I believe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like yes, there may be a set point if you're eating the way you're supposed to and being on a regular bill of exercise, and like you said, about a 10 to 20 pound window. But I don't think the same person with the same exact stats as you would be the same because, like you said, all your hormone levels and everything. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it if it's real or if it's not.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence. I mean,
Because it's kind of a little bit of both.
it is. I don't really want to take the approach that you're just born with this weight and like you can never change. Like if you're fat, you're fat, and if you're skinny, you're skinny. Like
And
I
plus,
don't
you're
know.
constantly growing up and changing. Like by the time you're actually at your adulthood and not even growing or anything, you've already been taught to eat a certain way, to live a certain way. So
Yeah,
who even knows what their set point even is?
that's fair. That's a good point. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because you're already conditioned by the time that you're, at your weight or, an adult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so who knows, man?
I don't know. It's kind of complicated. I mean, I would say this. I would say to the people that want to lose weight and are overweight and they want to change their lifestyle, I would say first and foremost, before you diet and before you hit the gym, you probably should go to a doctor and get a blood test done.
Yeah.
Like, you should probably actually get all your hormone levels in check, because, like, if your hormones are out of whack, it appears that losing weight is just going to be 20 times harder
Yeah.
if everything's just out of whack.
And a
So,
lot of that hormone stuff has to do with what you're eating.
yeah. So I would go get your hormones checked, see what foods affect your hormones or whatever vitamins or whatever it is you're lacking or something's way off. Figure out what you can add in, and then start, looking diet, like uh, exercise and things like that. So one thing to counter this idea that you can't change your set point is I was reading that you should, if your goal is to lose a lot of weight, you should do it in spurts. So, for instance, everyone generally knows that the first 10 pounds comes off pretty easily.
That's mostly water anyway, but
Yeah, your first 10 pounds comes off easily. So I was reading an article that says you should probably lose 20 to 25 pounds, then stop. So you lose that weight and keep it off. Maintain
Right.
that 20 pounds of weight that you lost. Get used to that new body weight you're at. And then after a while, which is probably at least 2 or 3 months, try and lose some more weight. Because to kind of say what you were saying about the thermostat and the leptin, that all kicks in when you start trying to lose a ton.
Yeah.
And your body trying to keep you into this zone. And that's why, trying to lose 30, 40 pounds is really hard, because it's just your body is just like, man, what are you doing? So I was reading and it was like you need to lose weight in spurts, and try and gain, or try and get used to your new body weight and let your body kind of stabilize, and then you can start losing weight again, which I guess is kind of frustrating because, if you're like me, you kind of just want to do it
Right.
and get it over with, but maybe that's not the best way. And they also said when you do go to lose weight, try and focus on maybe just a pound a week, like half a pound to a pound a week of weight loss until you get to about 20 pounds, and then
Because we're
stop.
because we're talking about losing weight and keeping it off, like changing your lifestyle. We're not talking about cutting for a meat or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, most of the stuff I read was for losing weight. If you're one of these people that struggle to gain weight and you want to get bigger, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really focus on that a whole lot. I mean, maybe it's the same thing. Try and gain 10, 15 pounds and stop, and then try and gain more. I don't know.
I don't I don't know. That's another podcast to look into, like how to change your metabolic rate. I don't even know if you can. Because if somebody just burns, I don't know. I don't know if you can change that to try to gaining weight. It's like I've never been a skinny dude, so I can't exactly speak on this. But I've known people, that can eat out a whole buffet, but the next week they've only gained like a pound because they're just burning at such a high rate. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all skinny people.
Yeah, me either. I mean, you know, I
You
don't
can
know.
definitely gain weight and gain muscle. It's just going to take longer
Yeah.
because your body's constantly trying to, like I said, burn it all off.
To the muscle point, I think that was another thing that I was reading that can help you, I don't know, get a new set point, or just not, or just keep the muscle off, is if you gain muscle, it takes more energy to like feed the muscle, so you burn more calories just sitting around doing nothing. But
Yeah, that makes sense too.
so maybe that's another reason why they say do it in spurts, because then your body gets used to that new effect.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, as far as like a straight myth bust or not bust, I don't know what to say for my personal opinions. If any listeners out there know more about set point weight and if it's a myth, if it's fake news, or if it's a real thing, uh, please let us know.
Sneak into our DMs. We'll get
Yeah.
you on one of these podcasts.
I don't know. I don't feel like taking the mindset that you can't do anything about your body. I don't think that makes sense.
I
Like
don't think it does either.
there's too many people I know that have lost a lot of weight way beyond a 10 or 20 pound difference and kept it off for good.
Yeah.
So like I don't think set point theory is real, in the fact that you're born with it and you can never ever change it. I don't think that's real. But the idea that your body gets comfortable at a certain weight and makes it difficult or makes it harder to change it, I could get behind that. But I still think you can change it.
I think so too. You can change it.
Like
Yeah. Because right now I'm 30 or 40 pounds overweight, but I'm comfortable, but I'm fat. So, that's not, I'm not healthy, but I'm comfortable.
yeah,
So
you gotta
I,
change your set point.
that's what I'm saying. So if you can change your set point, then I guess that's saying that there's not really a set point.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's no. Maybe at the end of the day, it's just homeostasis. Maybe it's
We're
just
just
your
all trying
body.
to survive, people.
Maybe that's all this thing is. Because like you can get pretty deep into this thing. Like you'll read some of these articles, and like next thing you know, you're like on a list of 30 hormones and all like all this crazy stuff. And like I don't know. I feel like this is not just the easy yes or no answer.
Yeah, but the internet, man. If it's a controversial topic, you'll find 100 people that say yes to it and 100 people that say no to it.
Yeah, that was
So
one of my problems. But
yeah, you can go down whatever road you want to.
yeah, that was another one of my problems, is just trying to find articles that weren't biased.
Yeah,
Like that was one thing. But I just from personal experience and from knowledge of other people, you can change your body weight and
yeah,
you can get stronger. Like, even if you're not someone who can put weight on easily and you struggle to keep weight on, maybe the best bet for you is to just hit the gym, try and put your weight on by muscle
yeah,
and not so much just mass.
yeah. I agree with that. If you're trying to put on weight, it needs to be muscle. Because we've known guys, that will go out and buy weight gainer and whatever else. When all that's just empty calories. It's not staying with you.
Yeah, that weight gainer stuff. I've never taken a weight gainer, but I have known multiple people that have. Man, that stuff's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't think it's helping you any.
I don't think it's
Cause,
helping you any. I think you're better off eating a McDouble.
and I'd rather eat a McDouble.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's all I got to say on set point weight.
Yeah, it was a interesting topic, and I don't know who asked the question because I totally forgot. But whoever asked this question, if you have strong opinions on it, and if we got it wrong or something, let us know.
Yeah,
Or
Megan Smith, thank you for sending in the topic.
yeah, thank you. And you're welcome to join us on the Area 51 raid.
Bring your tinfoil hat.
Bring your tinfoil hat. I'd say so. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for set point theory. I think that wraps it up. I don't think
Dude.
it's 100% real as you can change your body weight, but I do think your body will try and keep you in your comfy zone to some extent.
I agree.
So I hope that somewhat encourages everyone out there. Hope everyone can reach their goals and do some research and let us know what you think about the topic. But that's all I got to say about this set point weight thing.
Break it down.
Break it down. Break it down. Wickedy, wickedy, what? Set point weight theory, ladies and gentlemen. It was on the table and it was just a theory, just like alien life. You don't know if there's aliens out there in Area 51. Everyone's been talking about them. They've been the hot topic for years. But this podcast will check the total of every alien species. I'm showing up that day and I'm going there with the weights. IBP, meet, Area 51, September 20th. We're going in there. Everyone's lifting weights. Some aliens going to get swollen here. I'm telling you, they're going to be in there while they're lifting, doing me. I'm going to steal all 7 Dragon Balls. That's it for this episode. See ya.
We're out.
Up next is the IBP South Carolina State Powerlifting Championships in Spartanburg, South Carolina on August 17th. If you're a lifter, come on out and lift, and if you're not, come support your lifters. Anyways, we hope to see you there.
Please subscribe and thank you for listening. Be sure to follow @CheckMyTotal on Instagram for all the latest updates.
September 20th, I think our meet's on the 14th, so I could actually go with you. Let's go to Nevada.
Let's go.
Do it for the meme.
Oh, man.